Hi guys! Welcome back to another little tip and trick sort of video. Today I'm gonna kind of go over some gathering stuff. A lot of people have been asking me, hey, where do you go to gather your materials? What do you do to gather your materials? And there's no real easy answer. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no trick. And you're always gonna struggle to really find materials. However, if you know where to look, you can usually find an abundance. And as you can see, there's a ton of people here right now, so there's not an abundance. But in this area near the Karzakor Theater, there's usually a bunch of Lumios roots. As you can see, they're starting to pop up on the map now. And the Lumios roots really are super precious early and mid game for your potion making. And I highly suggest you only use the Lumios roots for potion making, because if you use them in your cooking, yeah, you can use them in the cooking and it gives you a little extra benefits and you can cook better stuff for them. But the alchemy is going to be something that you really want to upgrade as much as you can, because the potions are going to do more than some of the lunch boxes. So as you can see, just in this area, there is a literal ton of Lumios roots. And in this area as well is probably where you're going to find most of your, like, logs. What is this? Flimsy branches or whatever? Let's see. Thin branches. So this is pretty much the best area where you're gonna find Lumios roots and branches. That's not what I wanted. In this Western Hill section right here, this little stretch, and then actually right up in this section as well. So you're gonna find a lot of Lumios roots. You're gonna find a lot of branches, all that stuff. Because, you know, if I head up this way, unfortunately up here you got the lost souls and stuff, but as you can see, there's also still a bunch of Lumios roots up here. And you start to kind of go towards the theater here. But I mean, if you spend about an hour to 2 hours here, I remember this is actually where I came in order to farm Lumios roots to upgrade my alchemy so that I could make better potions for Gideon. My alchemy was only level 4. I spent about 45 minutes to an hour here. And in that 45 minutes to an hour in this area, I ended up getting enough roots to upgrade. What am I now? Wrong button. I upgraded to level 6 alchemy in about an hour. And the best part about it is once you're done collecting roots, or you feel like, hey, I've collected enough roots, blah blah blah, you can actually just come right down into the theater here, and you're able to actually make whatever you need right in the theater. So that's very helpful, because you have an alchemy station that will eventually appear right here, and it does wonders. You can fly through updates pretty easily. So another place that I'm gonna show you a pretty decent place to get yourself some iron. So I will be back once I get to the iron deposit area. Alright, so for the iron deposits, unfortunately there's no real like decent place for iron. You're gonna be hunting down one way or another. But in Navarra, if you come near the mountain pumas, in like this section right here, there usually seems to be a pretty decent concentration of them. If you just ride around, and it kind of makes sense if you think about it in a logical standpoint. As you can see, I'm riding past quite a few deposits. If you're paying attention to my mini map here, it makes sense that there's not going to be as many trees or roots in this region that's kind of considered a desert region. Like, they're still there and they're still able to be found and everything. But, oh wow, nothing's up here. At the end of the day, the iron is going to be best found like I said, are right around in this area, right out the gate from the stable person thing, I guess, for the main quest. And then up in this area with the mountain pumas as well, has sometimes. I actually farmed in this area for iron a little bit, but iron just, and I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, please by all means let me know, but iron just doesn't have a set large deposit area, and so it makes it a little bit harder to mine. As you can see, I got about 4 or 5 deposits here. I had roughly about I want to say 7 or 8 deposits a little bit to the south down here, and it's honestly the best that I've found. There are sometimes a pretty good amount up in, like, well, I say up, but down in like this area right here, near where all the mountain lions and the harpy, not harpies, the buzzards are, going into the null waste. But not always. It's usually along these ridges here and in this little opening around here with the prairie prairie buffaloes and stuff. But unfortunately, as with everything, people kind of know about it. And as you can see, I just rode through there one time and there was iron, and then I go to a different area and ride through again. There's no iron. So there's not really a good place for iron. Iron is a commodity that if you actually look on the market, which I can go do, not just iron, but the low tier resources in general are in such demand because everybody's trying to gather them and they're kind of hoarding it all and everything. It's in such a demand at this point that you can actually, if you spend a couple hours mining it, you can actually make some pretty good star seeds off it. Especially if you turn the roots into potions. I guess potions are selling pretty good on the market right now. Keep in mind, as I say this, they are, but just because they are now does not mean that they will in the future. But you know, keep an eye out, and if you guys find any other areas that is especially good for farming resources, let me know. This is just the first area resources, and as you can see, purchase, crafting materials. Like, there's a lot of stringy meat. There's a lot of meat in general, but thin branches are selling for a minimum of 20 apiece. Iron ore is selling for 97 apiece at a minimum, and let's see, leather scraps still pretty low. Common raw meat is not that. Lumiose roots 77 apiece. So, and that's per one. And if you guys didn't know, if you click the right stick, you can filter and then ascending price. So one Lumiose root will cost 69 here. So the more that I buy, the more that it costs. So it's not the worst idea in the world to, you know, maybe go farm some resources and stuff like that. People asked a lot about that, and another thing that people asked about is recipes. I think it was in here. A lot of people have been asking, hey, how do I get recipes for crafting? A lot of the times, unfortunately, you're gonna end up coming over to here, and you're gonna, that's consumables, you're gonna have to actually buy the recipes, and they are expensive, as you can see. And the reason why they're so expensive is because the consumable stuff isn't as bad, but there's such a rare drop. Say I go into, you know what, for me it'd be shaping. Say I go into shaping, I can craft a birch composite bow or a birch quiver or something along those lines, but there's such a rare drop that it's very, very hard to get them. And so the recipes, like, you can even start crafting A grade gear. The recipes are an absolute big seller. And as far as I know, the best way to farm for recipes is either kill monsters or do some of these higher level arenas and all that. And you have a chance of getting it out of the chests and stuff like that. So, again, I could be wrong. I know you can get them just from, you know, farming this stuff here. Like, up in this area, you're gonna probably have a better chance at getting recipes than down in, like, Karzakor per se. Hey! It's a Crimson Kingdom. They are, part of the second clan. Second guild. So, if you guys didn't know, the kingdom has been filled for a very long time, and I still have people applying constantly, and I just don't have the room. So, if you guys want in on a guild, Crimson Kingdom... Wait, where'd they go? Are they still over here? No, they ran off. Oh. Crimson Kingdom on NA Facera server is open. Ah, there they are. You can apply. I have my alts in here. And if that fills up, because I think Crimson Kingdom is starting to get filled up as well. If the Crimson Kingdom fills up, I'll make another guild, and we'll have the biggest guild chain in all of Bless Unleashed. And the most that I'm looking for is you just kind of stay active. I don't want, you know, people to be like, oh, well, this person hasn't been active in like 10 days. So after about 7 days, unless you notify me in Discord, which link in the description below for the Discord link, unless you let me know via Discord or a message that you're gonna be unable to get on, usually after 7 days, if you haven't jumped on, you end up getting a boot just to make a room for others. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Let me know if you have any other areas that you know of to farm these low grade, low tier resources down in the comments below as well. And I will see all of you guys next time. Bye, guys!